Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. The jury selection continues for the trial of Mayor of Rhoda and his wife. Also tonight, more adjustments are made to the economic recovery plan, allowing more businesses to open. And the public speaks out about military presence in the CNMI. In sports, in Saipan baseball history, one game stands above all others. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
Thank you for being here with us.
For finding ways to keep things happening.
For making things feel a lot better.
Thank you.
Energize, realize, feels so good just to be alive. Time's a gift, my time is free. I can spend it on you, you can spend it on me. I could say you'll be blown away by the change you see me. And I feel alright, dance all night, put a little flavor in my life.
Thank you for staying strong with us.
And for us.
Thank you for always connecting.
For keeping us together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for reminding us
that despite this distance,
we are still better together.
Docomo Pacific, better together.
Do you have a phone, a game, an iPad, a laptop? Good. Leave them at home, because the screen time at EcoCamp is sunscreen. Hike, bike, kayak, snorkel, off-road, and go-kart. EcoCamp starts August 3rd at Marianas Trekking. Sign up online, marianastrekking.com.
It's gonna look a little different in here. Your favorite spot might not be exactly where it used to be. Being next in line might feel a little less like next in line. And our smiles might come with a little extra shine. But McDonald's is ready to take your order, as safely as we can.
The Tan Su Lin Foundation promotes the culture of giving back. The foundation and its generous partners are committed to supporting programs that include health, education, and sports. Initiatives that promote arts and culture, the environment, and tourism will benefit our community and our residents. Giving back and making a difference will help ensure that the island paradise we call home will be a better place to live.
Hafa Day Tirwami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Wednesday, August 12th, 2020. The United States versus the Mayor of Rhoda continue today in federal court with the second day of jury selection for Ephraim Adalig and co-defendant Evelyn Adalig. In the courtroom of Chief Judge Ramona Manglona, the second panel of potential jurors were summoned this morning. When the jury selection resumed after lunch, 16 were present with 7 no-shows and 5 returning from the first panel. Ephraim Adalig and Evelyn Adalig are facing charges involving government-funded trips taken at different times in 2018 to Guam, Palau, the U.S. mainland, South Korea, and Saipan. Attorney David Baines is representing Mayor Ephraim, Attorney Stephen Pixley is representing Evelyn, and Attorney Eric O'Malley is representing the government. The jury selection will continue tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Some major changes to the CNMI business landscape and public health guidelines as the government begins allowing poker parlors to open up. Sally Lemus has a story.
Press Secretary Kevin Bautista says more adjustments have been made to the Economic Recovery Plan Community Vulnerability Level Blue. This time, the CNMI is slowly reopening poker parlors and e-gaming facilities.
While we're seeing a lot of our cases being mitigated in the border, and we haven't had a case of community spread since June 3rd, we feel that it is in our best interest for the overall economy to reopen the e-gaming and poker parlor industry gradually through a phased approach.
Businesses in the gaming industry must submit reopening proposals that detail floor plans and business hours.
Poker parlors and e-gaming facilities would submit their reopening plan, which includes their floor plan, how they plan on limiting their occupancy to the 75% mandate under Directive 14, and ensuring that the business would only be open to the public within the hours between 5 a.m. and to 1 a.m.
The Department of Commerce will then issue verifications once inspections are conducted.
If a business is not in compliance with Directive 14, Paragraph A, which includes the posting of one-way flow signs, maintaining crowd control, ensuring the availability of hand sanitizers, and ensuring protective barriers and social distancing between worker and customer, and customers within the facility itself, just like every other business who's been compliant, we'll be doing the monitoring checks through our enforcement agencies such as the Department of Commerce, ABTC Division, CHCC, Department of Public Safety, and Department of Fire and Emergency Medical Services.
Bautista says this is an overall movement to reopen the economy and also be able to pay employees within the gaming industry and even the hospitality industry.
We understand that it's important to reopen the economy as a whole because we know that businesses are struggling, the government is struggling, and everyone has been struggling. We want to be able to reopen the economy as best we can and as safely as we can so that we can get people back to a sense of normalcy, receiving a steady stream of income, and working with the private sector to lift these restrictions so that we can generate a stronger domestic economy here in the CNMI.
Reporting for KSPN News, I'm Sally Lemus.
The CDC is recognizing the Northern Mariana Islands as a high-risk area for COVID-19. As the incoming traveler screening at the Saipan Airport has confirmed one new positive COVID-19 case on Monday. This brings the total count of cumulative positive cases of COVID-19 in the CNMI to 49 since March. The individual is a returning resident and has been placed in quarantine at Kanoa Resort. Immediate contact tracing has been initiated. Of the 49 confirmed cases, 25 have been identified through a port of entry screening, with 20 originating from the U.S. mainland, 2 from a U.S. territory, and 3 from a foreign country.
The issue here is that we are seeing arrivals of positive cases, and there's that is a concern, and as long as we continue to control our borders, we can be comfortable with that and to prevent the spread here in the CNMI. So, we are indeed, classified as a high risk right now. We know how our situation is, like the governor said. There's others, websites that or other data generating team that comes back and says that the CNMI is actually the lowest risk. So it depends on how you, I guess, which organization issues the determination.
When incoming travelers get placed into quarantine, non-residents do have to pay for their stay at either Kanoa or Mariana's Resort. Returning residents do not pay. Guam's Governor Lou Leon Guerrero has announced she tested positive for COVID-19 after a close contact with a family member who tested positive. She stated in a release to the public that her first test results came back negative, but 3 days later she started to exhibit symptoms, where a second COVID test came back positive.
It just shows how critical and important for all of us to continue what we've been doing since day one. And I cannot emphasize this. As Governor Lou said in her statement, let's take this as a learning experience for all of us to continue to do the social distancing, the washing hands, and everything else. It's true. We do have a very low number here. We're seeing our number increase, but again, those are inbounds. And I want to commend again the first responders, the hospital CEO, the task force, CPA. I mean, everyone that's involved. A lot of times we forget that this COVID is still going on, and the effort that's been made has not diminished in any way. And we need to continue being vigilant that no one is immune to it, and that we all need to continue making COVID a priority in our life, even as we move forward on the new norm for everybody.
What do you think of military presence or trainings in the CNMI? Members of the community speak up at a public hearing. Sally Lemus reports.
House Joint Resolution 21-8 urges Governor Ralph Torres to oppose any increase in destructive military training and testing in the CNMI. This resolution was open for public comments on Wednesday to be heard by the House Committee on Foreign and Federal Affairs.
No is beautiful. For many years now, we have lived with the threat of the U.S. Navy turning our islands into a massive live fire training range. For how many years? Prior to former Governor Fitiel, the CNMI made it clear that our islands are not to be used for destructive training. When the Navy brought the subject up, the CNMI always said no.
Peter Perez says there is no reason to oppose the joint resolution as he sees the military getting closer to their goal of turning the CNMI into a bombing range. Cecilia Kaipet Salapeo, a Pagan resident, says she has been fighting this for many years now. She says it's time for the government to fight.
We need the governor and we need you, legislatures, to sit together and to come as one. We need you to fight for us and with us.
Democratic House candidate Leila Staffler and environmentalist Jihan Yunus also shared testimonies in support of House Joint Resolution 21-8. One individual did share her thoughts on whether the resolution is a good idea. Marie Tunuu says she does not advocate military bombings, but facts reveal an economic boost in Hawaii and Guam, even with an increase of military presence. Tunuu says, as an indigenous person of the Commonwealth, she understands the desire to preserve the lands, but also lays down facts about our other neighboring countries.
There's actually other places in the Pacific, for the sake of debate, that do have live fire training. One of them is the Republic of Palau. They have a live fire training range, and they're some of the most environmentally conscious people in the Pacific. I believe American Samoa has a live fire training, and I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying that they found a way to mitigate those issues. And these are islands whose cultures are distinct, their identities are strong, they are the majority in their islands. They have completely independent, different statuses from us.
The House Committee will meet with the administration and Northern Ireland's mayor to further discuss the resolution. Reporting for KSPN News, I'm Sally Lemus.
Coming up, the famous YouTuber for Deer Meat for Dinner is honored up on Capitol Hill. Stay tuned.
Get out and get into gear at Eco Camp, designed for ages 6 and above. Experience go-karting, off-roading, kayaking, snorkeling, hiking, and field trips. Sign up online at MarianesTrekking.com and take advantage of a special weekly rate of $100, including lunch. Starts August 3rd. See you at Eco Camp.
We need to pick up the food. Let me call so they can get it ready.
Dude, what are you doing?
Calling the restaurant.
No, you can't. It's against the law.
Okay.
No, really. You can get fined $300 for the first offense and $500 for every offense after that.
Wow. I didn't know that. Thanks for telling me. You saved me a whole bunch of money.
No problem, dude. I got you. We can still listen to music, though.
Go for it.
Public Law 21-17 prohibits the use of any mobile device while operating a vehicle. This includes, but is not limited to, cell phones, text messaging devices, paging devices, tablets, laptops, video games, and digital cameras. Stay safe, CNMI. Keep your eyes on the road and not on your phone. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the CNMI Department of Public Safety, an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. The Commonwealth Utilities Corporation is advising residents to avoid ingesting water from 12 villages on island as the level of PFOS and PFOA are exceeding the health advisory level. Those living in Chalan Laulau, Iling Yang, Chalankiza, Astralahi, Canatabla, Binasitsu, San Jose, Southern Garapan, Gualarai, Susupi, Aslido, and As Perdido are asked not to cook or drink the water until the GAC filtration systems are in place that will reduce the PFOS and PFOA levels. CUC states February, March, and June the health advisory levels were low as the amount of contaminants vary over time. The GAC units are projected to be installed beginning this fall into next year. The CNMI House of Representatives presents Robert Arrington with a resolution. Sally Lemus reports.
On behalf of the people of the CNMI, members of the House, we want to present to you this House Resolution 21-31. The House Resolution to honor and appreciate Mr. Robert Arrington and his respective YouTube channel Deer Meat for Dinner for their effort in promoting the Commonwealth of Northern Marianas Island as a destination consisting of various wild animal life for ecotourism.
Lawmakers welcome YouTube influencer Robert Arrington, his family, and production crew into the House chamber on Tuesday, presenting a resolution applauding their passionate work done here in the CNMI. The resolution highlighted his voyage to the Northern Islands and the hunting and fishing expeditions. Arrington is set to leave on the 20th, but says his work is still far from done.
The beauty of the CNMI is untold, and I take it as a personal responsibility with my channel, Deer Meat for Dinner, on YouTube to tell the entire world not only how beautiful it is, but how accessible it is and how ready it is for their arrival. It doesn't matter if we have just 5 people come here from the mainland. Those 5 will become seeds that they go home and they tell all the people in their surrounding group how amazing it is. And those 5 will send more and more people here. Even if it's just one person coming, when they go home, I guarantee you they will have a wonderful story to tell. It's the same story that I've learned from 2018 until right now.
Upon receiving the plaque for House Resolution 21-31, Arrington was also given the official Marianas Seal, which represents the establishment of the CNMI government.
We're honored to present this to you. This is the original seal of the CNMI. I hope that you put this in front of your desk, and every time you think about and reminisce about the CNMI, you see our faces on this seal.
Absolutely.
The resolution states how proud the CNMI is to welcome an individual who shares the same love for both family and nature.
The CNMI is my second home. I love each and every one of you. I thank you all so very much from the bottom of my heart for your friendship, and your encouragement, and your support. This is not the last time I'll be here. God bless you guys. We gone.
Reporting for KSPN News, I'm Sally Limis.
Thank you, Sally. All right, coming up, an epic tribute to an all-time highlight. This is stuff that you only see on KSPN2 Sports.
We are with you. At times when you need us most, you can count on us to be there. When you need someone to talk to. When you need to stay informed. When you need to brighten your day. When you need to stay connected. We are here keeping our promise that while the world is changing, we keep working so you can keep connecting. We are your Docomo Pacific family, and we are here to help.
Eagle Camp starts Monday at Mariana's Trekking Camp. Activities include hiking, snorkeling, off-roading, kayaking, field trip, arts and crafts, and go-karting. Sign up online at marianastrekking.com. Just $100 per session, includes lunch. See you at Eco Camp. Jose and Pedro were born on the very same day. Jose liked to play sports. Pedro liked to play video games. Jose's favorite word was pass. Pass me the ball. Pedro's favorite word was pass too. Pass me the rice. Jose is retired and has both time and energy. His life is just beginning. Pedro has diabetes, hypertension, and gout. His life could soon end. Eat less, play more, live longer. Brought to you by PHI, the pharmacy you can trust.
Buenas sports fans. Buenas sports fans, this 2020 baseball season is like a 5-month rainout. So instead of going to a game, I wrote a poem about one. Rain or shine, it's about time.
You know, I've been to every big game at this field since it was built in 1982, and I can tell you, there's one game that stands above all else. It was so great, I wrote a poem about it, and I'd like to read it to you now.
Baseball took root on Saipan during the Japanese times. Locals got so good, they beat them more than sometimes. When the U.S. military brought out baseball gear, the locals were ready. The national pastime was here. The first off-island competition came in 1958. The Navy flew the ball team to Guam. Great! Saipan won that inaugural game versus Guam, then fell to the military, those guarding the bomb. The 60s? Guam beat Saipan 5 of 7 contests. Those were exhibitions. Next up was the real test. In 1969 came the Micronesian Olympics, where fans didn't have to worry about tickets. The Marianas District, as it was called back then, had 3rd place when the games came to an end. Plow and truck took gold and silver. That was it. More than 2 decades passed before another hit. The Micronesian Games returned in 1990. It was a new ball game, a new reality. Palau and Guam proved to be too good. CNMI couldn't even win in their own neighborhood. Off we go, 94, 98, and 02. Oh, the Saipan boys couldn't come through. the bats and gloves came up short. In '06, it was back for more home support. Those micro games opened well for the CNMI 9. Righty Quintal beat Palau during the daytime. Camacho and Sablon were especially fine and walloping Speedy Koshrai later at nighttime. Tuesday evening, the crowd swelled tremendously. Saipan versus Guam, what fans wanted to see. Palacios Field had never seen so many fans along the fence, beyond the outfield, in the stands. Sanchez pitched the best game of his life. Strike after strike, he was sharp as a knife. Saipan won 3-2 in a real thriller. The hometown team was looking like a killer. The playoffs opened with CNMI versus Koshrai. Saipan won 13-3. Oh my. Guam's 4-run rally got them past Palau. Saipan versus Guam for the gold medal. Wow. The championship set for Friday night. An overflow crowd made it feel all right. On the hill, 17-year-old big leaguer Quintal. This was the finale. One final game for it all. Guam jumped to a 2-0 lead. Would that be all the runs they need? The visitors would have scored more, but Jones robbed them to stop their score. The homeboys rallied for two of their own, and just like that, Guam's lead was blown. It was a new ball game, and then the rain came. Saturday, the teams returned to a sunny field. Now the micro champs would be revealed. Bansel's defense took over. First, a strong throw, followed by a diving catch, 2 outs in a row. Celis delivered a liner to start a new rally. Guam's error gave Saipan the go-ahead tally. Top of the ninth, Guam had the tying run on. Too bad for them. They hit the ball to John. Saipan baseball reached its pinnacle with that gold. Players will have those medals when they're old. Spanning the decades, this was the greatest achievement, our best win ever, by unanimous agreement. Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
Go-karts, off-roading, and the driving range now open at Marianas Trekking. Go-kart track will be open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays with 50% off when you book online at marianastrekking.com, hours 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Use the promo code HAFA50 to get your discount. Off-roading is open too by reservation. Come on a 90-minute trail ride that is perfect for families. Book online at marianastrekking.com. Golfers, come practice on the driving range. You can even pay online, and we will have the balls waiting for you. Come see us weekends at Marianas Trekking, 323-8735. So what are you going to do this year? At Gold's, a dedicated fitness studio with a cushioned floor is perfect for group exercise. The cardio room features a variety of treadmills, bikes, steppers, and ellipticals. Fitness machines will help you achieve your goals, and the largest free weight area on Saipan gives you comfortable space to work out. Gold's Gym Team is ready to help you get to your goals. Try harder. We know you can do it.
Today's high was 91, the low 82, heat index 107, humidity 70%, tomorrow partly cloudy, isolated showers, northwest winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, high 90, low 81, seas 3 to 4 feet. Hey, the sun's straight over us today, did you know that? Sunrise at 6:02, low tide at 9:01, high tide at 4:08, sunset at 6:41. That's news, sports, and weather on this midweek edition. See you back here on Friday.